How can you build a loving relationship? Well, you can do it by learning skills. The Franz Lomo Show is designed to equip you with counseling skills and biblical principles to help you learn how to build and maintain a loving relationship. As a mental health counselor, a doctoral candidate in marriage and family at Liberty University, an author of many books about loving relationships, and a pastor, Franz can definitely help you learn counseling skills and biblical principles to build the loving relationship you so deserve. Search for Franz Lamore at Amazon to find his books about building loving relationships. And now, here is Franz Lamore for another great presentation about loving relationships.
Good evening or good morning. It depends on where you live around the world. Welcome to the Franz Lamore Show. I am grateful for sharing your time with me so that together we can learn how to build and maintain loving relationships. I want you and I to work toward the goal of having relationship that is like the couple behind me, not a relationship that is like that couple. See, there's a gap between them, and right here we see closeness, intimacy. That's the relationship that we want to build for ourselves and for our children as well, to pass it on to generations to come. 5 or 10 years ago, I never could have imagined that my wife, Jenny, will react in more loving ways to me when I give her the loving principle that every woman loves. One way you can know that you love your wife as a husband is when you give her the loving principle that every woman loves. I encourage you to watch the entire video because you will learn the loving principle, a loving principle that can connect you more intimately with your spouse. Our focus today is about learning together a loving principle that can help your wife understand your love. Before I share the loving principle with you, let me introduce to you this great book that I published a while ago. It can help you tremendously in building a loving relationship. 7 life-giving words to live your best life. You deserve to live your best life, but knowing how to do it is important. This book is written to help you learn how to live your best life. It is a blueprint to help you live the best life you deserve. As a licensed mental health counselor, author of many books, I witnessed firsthand the effort it takes to rise above everything that tries to keep us down. We want to live our best life, but sometimes we don't know how. So my book will provide you 7 life-giving words that you can use daily to live your best life. Watch the ad again, and then I will see you after the ad so we can talk about the loving principle that every couple needs to practice in their relationship if they want it to be more loving. See you.
7 life-giving words to live your best life is a blueprint to help you live what you deserve, your best life. As a licensed psychotherapist, author Franz Lamore witnesses firsthand the effort it takes to rise above everything that keeps us down. We want to live our best life, but we don't know how. Just when we're about to give up, we discover hope and guidance in God's life-giving words. Through 7 practical lessons and relevant scriptures on words of love, forgiveness, healing, salvation, peace, and grace, 7 life-giving words to live your best life will breathe new energy into your daily walk and help you master the art of living your best life.
I am back with you to share the loving principle that you have been waiting for. Do you want to guess about the loving principle that every woman loves? Well, no more wait. Are you ready to learn and use the loving principle that your wife loves more than anything else? If you are, say yes in the comment. Yes, I am ready. The loving principle is giving attention to your wife. Giving attention to your wife. Your wife needs your attention more than anything you can provide. You can give her more than anything, more than your money, more than anything. She needs your attention. What is attention anyway? Within the context of marriage, attention means two things. Number one, focus on my wife as a person to ensure she feels love. Life's responsibilities can sometimes lead to neglecting your wife. Among priorities, your spouse should be your number one priority. Okay? Your wife should be your number one priority. Focusing on your wife as a person implies that she is well maintained, well cared of, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and so on. So you want to make sure as her husband, you give no opportunities to her parents and people in the community to say something unloving about your wife because you neglect to give her the attention that she deserves. Because when a woman doesn't get the attention that she needs, she will talk about it with you. And if you don't do anything about it, guess what? She will talk to her friends about it because she wants the attention. So it is in your best interest that you make yourself available to give attention to your wife as a person, so that you do not allow people outside the relationship to tell you what you need to do for your wife, but you are the first one to see it and do something about it because you are paying attention to the person you call your wife. Second, attention means this: focus on clues of what your wife is saying through you, is saying to you through verbal communications, emotional reactions, and behaviors as well. There will be times your wife may not say a word to you, but she's saying a lot of things to you if you pay attention. When she is silent, that doesn't mean that she is not communicating with you. She's waiting for you to seek after her, to know why she is silent. I learned this the hard way. But when I learn it and I give it to my wife, she reacts in more loving ways. Guys, it's important that you give attention to your wife, especially when she needs to talk with you. It doesn't matter what it is that your wife wants to share with you. She needs your undivided attention. It can be something small that requires 5 minutes of your attention, or something big, important to her, that may require 2 hours of your time. The point is that I am available to pay attention to my wife. So regardless of how much of your time that she needs, make the effort to give it to her. And if you cannot do it right away, let her know when you might be able to do it. Ignoring your wife when she needs to talk with you is asking for troubles in your relationship. Am I saying that husbands like me don't need the attention of our wives? No, I'm not saying that. But in my experiences with couples that I provide counseling to, women need attention more than men in many ways. Perhaps I may not be able to explain why, but I do believe that women experience love differently than us as husbands. And one way your wife can feel love is when you give your attention to her. The question that we need to ask, why should I pay attention to my wife? Here's why. There are many reasons why we should do that. But at the beginning of the video, I share with you one reason why I do it for my wife. Because when I give her my attention, she responds to me in more loving ways. So here's one reason why you should give attention. One reason you give attention to your wife. Giving attention to your wife is the most form of love in a loving relationship. Because attention shows that my spouse is worthy of listening to. It shows that my wife matters the most. However, paying attention is not something easy or automatic. You need to learn how to do it. It requires my commitment to my wife, your commitment to your wife. And we give attention to people that we value, people that we respect. For example, if you love the president of your country and is speaking to the nation, what would you do? You will leave everything, everyone, to give your undivided attention to the president, to know the message he wants to deliver to the country. But if you don't value the president, you don't respect the president, you will not watch his speech or her speech. If you love something like a basketball game, a football game, a sport, soccer, whatever that might be, if you love something, you will set aside everything else to give your attention to that something that you love. He happens to me. I think it is the same for you as well. So what I'm trying to say, when you love people, respect people, you give them your attention. Since you love your wife, then you give her your attention. Because you respect and value your wife, you give her your attention when she speaks to you. I'm about to share with you 3 statements you can make to your wife so that she can know without a shadow of doubt you are committed to give her your undivided attention. But before I share them with you, let me introduce to you another book that I want you to buy. That's one way you can show me you support this show. Okay? Now, as you know, every relationship at some point will face crisis. And what you don't want to happen to you in your relationship, you don't want to be unprepared when the crisis hit your marriage. Okay? You want to be prepared. Family leadership in times of crisis can help you do that. Okay? This book provides 5 practical principles, relevant scriptures, counseling skills, and biblical teaching to equip you and your family with the skills you need to successfully navigate any crisis. I love it because I wrote it. It's a wonderful book. So I want you to watch the ad so you can know how to get it. Then I will be right back to share with you 3 statements that you can verbalize to your spouse so that they can know you are committed to give them your undivided attention.
When difficult situations threaten to weaken the strength of your family, you need a solid structural foundation of leadership. Family leadership in times of crisis provides this foundation through 5 practical principles, relevant scriptures, counseling skills, techniques, and biblical teaching to equip you and your family with the skills to successfully navigate any crisis. With good family leadership, we can push for greater justice and racial equality in the United States and around the world, and maintain a more just and loving humanity. Family leadership is even more essential during times of crisis, such as the COVID-19 pandemic.
All right, I am back. I hope that all is still well with you. Okay, now here's 3 statements you can verbalize to your wife to show your commitment to her. And what's the commitment is all about? I will give you my undivided attention. If it is possible, this is the time where you have your wife sitting in front of you, you hold her hands and you look at straight in the eyes. You make eye contact with her. And then you make these 3 statements. Statement number 1. I will allow nothing to keep me from giving you my undivided attention. Nothing includes my job, money, possessions, hobbies, social media, religious activities. I will allow nothing to keep me from paying attention to you because I love you. I make this commitment to you. And I want you to hold me accountable for it. I don't want you to criticize me when I fail to do it, but I want you to remind me of my commitment to pay attention to you because I know it matters to you. And what matters to you is important to me. Okay? Second statement. I will allow no one to prevent me from giving you my attention because you are my number 1. I will allow no one to prevent me from giving you my attention because you are my number 1. No one includes my parents, my friends, and other people. This is my commitment to you, to show you how much I love you. That's statement number 2. Statement number 3. I made up my mind to leave all, to cleave to you only, because you are my priority. I made up my mind to leave all, to cleave only to you, because you are my priority. I left my parents for you because I love you. This is my commitment to you, and I'm relying on the Holy Spirit to help me honor my words. If I don't, please be the helper that you can be to me to help me get back on track. Okay? These statements are powerful statements. They show your commitment to give your attention to your wife. Whatever reasons you may have that keep you from giving attention to your spouse, you need to do something about it because it's not worth it. When you consider the negative consequences that you might experience in your relationship, if you fail to give your undivided attention to your spouse, you have to fix or to solve any problems that keep you from doing so. Allow no one or nothing to step between you and your spouse if you are truly committed to build and maintain a loving relationship. Before I leave you, I need your help. Leave a comment to share with me what stood out for you as you were watching this video. Tell me, how do you plan to use the loving principle that I just shared with you to make your relationship more loving? Thank you for your commitment to building and maintaining loving relationships.